looks pretty silly, but you know what? Whatever. I was just trying to go live, so I was just posing kind of funny, trying to make something that seems like what I'm talking about today, which is how to avoid over snacking. All right, and this is a common question that you get all the time when you start teaching people about nutrition and trying to be healthy and losing weight. How do you avoid the late night sweets and the chips or whatever your thing is? See, some people really like salty things like chips, pretzels, and things like that. And other people really like their sweets. They like donuts and cakes and cupcakes and all those types of things. So that is not only preference, it's actually how you did that day at your healthy eating. Let me explain. You know, I believe kind of in an approach that involves intuitive eating. So if you were to be intuitively eating, you'd eat what you think you need, when you think you need it, and you would always feel kind of fulfilled and never really hungry or wanting more. So the thing is, I've noticed, and other people have said this as well, which I kind of got the idea from them and then noticed it in myself, but that, you know, when we're trying to eat healthy, um, say we don't eat a lot of greens, a lot of kale, a lot of, dark leafy green vegetables, then we might start to crave something that's salty, crunchy, something that's, earthy tasting almost. And that's when we break down and reach for the easy go-to bag of chips. Much easier than cooking up some nice kale or cooking up some broccoli and, making the healthy homemade meal. So there's that. And then on the other side, if you didn't eat enough fruit, and which has fructose or natural sugar found in fruit, then your body is kind of lacking that sugar that turns to glucose and glycogen in the body, and you start to crave sweets. You start to crave those cakes and cookies and pies and all those amazing treats for people with sweet tooths. So really, if you were to eat a lot of greens and a lot of fruits throughout the day, you might never really, want either of those things. So that's something to think about. And, next time you crave something late at night like that, I want you to think about that. Like if it's something that you want is salty, like did I eat a lot of greens today? If it's something that you want that's sweet, did I eat a lot of fruit today? And the answer will most likely be no. And you'll realize that if you just eat a little bit more of that respective fruit or vegetable, you might actually be able to avoid those cravings and never have to deal with the pain and the agony of skipping out or giving up on your diet, or using a cheat day or cheat time, as I like to call it, because a cheat day doesn't need to start as a cheat day, but it can end as a cheat day. It happens to all of us though. So if you are constantly snacking and stuff, don't feel bad. Just because we all do it. It's part of the dieting mind frame. It's part of the lifestyle. We all every now and then eat something, even though we know it's not the best possible option that we could eat. And if you're watching this video and if you're looking into stuff like this, then you are always looking probably for the healthiest things to eat so that you can live a healthier and better lifestyle. If that's the case, I want you to push subscribe below, because we're constantly going over what we should be eating, how we should be eating, how we should be thinking about eating. And that's really one of the most important things that I think is overlooked, is the psychology behind all of it. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all have this psychological factor that gets factored into how we're making our decisions and if we're going to follow through with the things we say we're going to do. And that's really what it all comes down to when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle. Are you living in alignment with yourself? Are you keeping the promises that you're making to yourself? And are you following through on those promises and crushing it every day? So that's one thing that you could try for if you like to snack late at night or you get cravings for snacks. Another thing you could do is just make sure that you have things on hand. Make sure you have fruit and veggies and healthy snacks to turn to when you do want a snack, because that way you'll pick it up, right? You won't be able to pick up the other things. Don't have the other things available. Don't have the chips, the cookies, the cake in your house. when I first started losing weight, I did this thing where I just emptied all the cupboards in the house. And, my parents probably didn't like that at the time because I was still living with my parents. But, you know, I had to do what was best for me. I had to do what I knew was going to change my life for the better so that I could start to lose the weight and live a normal life. And, if you clear out all your cabinets from all the junk and replace it with only good options all around you, and you probably won't even need that cabinet space as much as you do now because most of your foods will be fresh, whole produce, fruits, vegetables. And then, of course, you'll need your cabinets for like nuts, seeds, and, dried foods. But other than that, you shouldn't really need much space because you don't have any bags of chips or cookies or cakes. So it's cool because you get to save space in your kitchen as well. And you know what? If you just replace that and have like prepped things to grab too. So like if you were to buy a whole bunch of carrots, a whole bunch of celery, you're on the right path. But to take that a step further to make sure that's what you grab, you're going to want to prep it up, right? Wash it up, cut it up, peel it if that's what you like to do, and get ready to snack when you want to snack. Because as long as you're grabbing celery and carrots and things like that, you'll never go wrong. Pretty much, it's really hard to gain weight eating celery and carrots. So all that extra fiber stretches out the stomach more, which is a good thing because it allows your body to register that you're full. Unlike other man-made processed foods that it has a lot of calories in a small package. When you eat that, you're not getting that fiber and that stretch in your stomach. Your brain can't register that you're full, but you're still getting the same amount of calories. So that's why it's really, really easy in a food processed world to overeat and to get too many calories. And when you're in a calorie surplus, you're going to gain weight. It's all just a math game, right? If you're in a calorie deficit, you'll lose weight. If you're in a calorie surplus, you'll gain weight. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'm doing a live training webinar this Thursday, or a Q&A webinar, I should say, where I just answer any questions that you ask. So ask the questions below. Push the subscribe button. I'd love to, conversate, get to know you more, and connect with you. That's what I'm in this for. And I love you. I'll see you soon. Peace. Woo-wee!